weren't alone. We found the remains of the brave ones who traveled through the stars. We learned about planets, galaxies, and paths.
Rejoice, for I choose you as my path racers.
Всем привет, меня зовут Алексей, я гейм-директор проекта «Гонки 9 миров», где мы с командой делаем экшен-гонку в sci-fi сеттинге с 9 уникальными чемпионами, которые соревнуются друг с другом на трассах далеких инопланетных миров.
Всем привет! Меня зовут Евгений Кимбаев, и я являюсь арт-директором на проекте Race of the Nine Worlds. Вместе с Лисенком Бальтом отправляйтесь в увлекательную сюжетную кампанию с поставленными катсценами. Вас ждут неожиданные повороты, новые препятствия, новые друзья и грозные враги.
В игре будут представлены 9 чемпионов, гонщиков путей. У каждого свой транспорт, стиль вождения и ультимативная способность, позволяющая доминировать на трассе.
Активируйте на трассах печати змея. Они создают уникальные события, вносящие хаос в гонку. Это позволит вам ускориться, либо напротив замедлить ваших соперников.
Для создания этого проекта мы, команда Ураборос, вдохновлялись фантастическими мультсериалами нулевых и классическими экшен-гонками. Мы хотели создать уникальную гоночную игру в сочетании скоростного экшена и истории, которая действительно бы имела значение.
В демо-версии представлены сюжетный пролог, 2 персонажа, 4 режима гонки, а также локальный сплитскрин на двоих. Это хорошая возможность опробовать наш скоростной геймплей, а также познакомиться со вселенной игры и ее героями.
Гонка 9 миров началась, и будем рады встретить вас на трассе. Бесплатная демо уже доступна в Steam.
哇，一上来就是速度与激情，只需一点自身经历或想象中的创意，加上十足热诚的努力，就能灌溉独立之心的种子，令它生根发芽，成长壮大。所以你坐稳了吗？因为我还没有停下来的打算呢。
The inhabitants of the archipelago had quite a range of ideas about who ultimately would come to save them. But even their gloomiest pessimist could never have imagined they'd be pinning all their hopes on a ridiculous old man. Undoubtedly, he was a spry old fellow for someone so clearly beyond his expiration date. But still, what could anyone honestly expect from a walking fossil? Maybe he'd pester everyone with endless questions, or trace his finger across his maps, which are no less ancient than he. But you'd have to be downright bats to think he'd actually defeat anyone with that funny little cane. Of course, one can blindly hope that certain creatures might rather choose to withdraw, if only out of immense respect for the age-old wisdom of the venerable reanimated museum exhibit. But most won't be surrendering without a fight. On the other hand, isn't that how every ancient geezer recounts the story of his life? Dramatic, fantastic, as if every trivial excursion were transformed into a series of trials, and every new day brought inevitable pain? And were this life eternal, there would be no end to the suffering. It's true what they say. Some people get so old, they simply forget to die.
Hey, so today I wanted to show you something. It's called About Fishing, and it's about fishing, mostly. It's a mystery fishing game from the creator of Arctic Eggs. You fish, you sell your catch, you upgrade your gear. It's genuinely relaxing. But as you probably expect, there is more to it than that. There is a murder mystery underneath all of it that slowly pulls you in. The deeper you go, the stranger it gets. It is also very much a love letter to the old-time classics. If you grew up with those, you're going to feel it immediately. Thanks for watching, and if any of this sounds like your kind of thing, there is a playtest live right now. Go and play it. Enjoy!
Ni hao, I'm one of the developers of Densha Attack, and our whole team is very excited to finally connect with Chinese players in this Doujin event. We have been working very hard to bring you the most fun, exciting, and polished experience, and we are very happy to finally share it with you. The game will be available later this year, so please stay tuned. 谢谢。
電車アタック
Dreams, our only refuge, and yet we have lost them.
Take what you desire.
But not all is lost. You, Nameless One, are the last spark of the night.
Dreams are fragile. Only shapes them into a materiality.
Perhaps, but even shadows fear the dawn that will come.
Join us, and you will never know fear again.
Hey everyone, I'm Snake, the creator and producer behind Golden Swirl from Snake-O Production. This game was made by a team of 8 people over the course of 2 years. We poured everything into it, and today I want to share with you what we've built. Golden Swirl is a roguelike deck builder set in a dark fantasy world, a game where action and strategy collide, where every choice carries weight, and where the story pulls you deeper with every run. In this world, a force known as the Swirl has consumed everything. The Golden God has fallen, civilizations have crumbled, and the remaining survivors forged one last vessel to descend into the madness and seek answers. That vessel is you, the Nameless One. Your mission: find the source of the Swirl, confront the so-called new gods, and uncover the truth buried beneath it all. We fused real-time action combat with deep strategic card play. Every encounter is dynamic. You're timing your moves, reading enemy patterns, dodging, striking, adapting in the moment. Hundreds of unique cards, but your choices go beyond combat. They influence events, story branches, how the world reacts to you. Every run tells a different story. Then there's the swirl breaching and depravity system. Every choice erodes your character's soul. As depravity rises, new powers unlock. The game transforms around your moral decay. Resist the darkness, or embrace it for power. The dungeons shift, enemies adapt, your deck evolves, and the Golden City draws closer with every step. If you're looking for a game where action and strategy collide, where every run pushes you harder, every choice carries weight, and the world fights back, Golden Swirl is that game. Demo available now on Steam. I'm Snake from Snake-O Production. Thank you.
5点竞猜一下，刚刚播片的游戏哪个是中国香港制作组做的，哪个又来自巴西，又有谁的上一部作品是烹饪主题？啊，好了，不闹了。巴西的老牌制作组可以为地球另一端的列车文化着迷，而做出把乘客均匀涂抹在车厢内壁的真地铁跑酷。香港汇集了全球的人才，自然也可以为各个游戏平台赋能，从而形成子共享到黑暗奇幻风格都来的多面手。极地煎蛋当然不是厨房模拟器，就像钓鱼佬什么都能钓到。在独立游戏的世界里，我们允许一切不简单的展开发生。
Mexican.
Ni hao, fine. This is Dario, creative director of a frantic beat-em-up roguelike that will beat you up until you become the Mexican ninja. The game is set in Nuevo Tokyo, a mix of Mexico and Japan. A city wounded when the Narcos and the Yakuza joined to create the ruthless Narcuza clan. If you're a true ninja with huevos, you will seek to liberate this pueblo with precise dashes, parries, and chaining combos. Failing is an opportunity to learn new skills from your sensei, or combining the right blessings from the Mexican-Japanese spirits. The streets of Nuevo Tokyo are chaotic, and reward those that can master its rhythm and can keep up with its bosses. The demo's out in Steam, so let's see if you have it in you to become the Mexican ninja.
I'm currently developing Taste of the Wind, a multi-ending management simulation with deep character cultivation elements. Your family restaurant has gone bankrupt, but your childhood friend returns from abroad and takes out $1 million loan to buy it back for you. As old companions reunite and new faces arrive, the story of this little town unfolds. In the cozy stone town, you take charge of every detail, from menu pricing to business strategies, and from managing staff shifts to engaging in local mini-games. Bond with your friends, discover hidden recipes, and embrace the challenges of daily life in a town full of heart. After 5 years, you will receive a unique ending that is yours alone. The demo for Taste of the Wind is now live, featuring 3 to 5 hours of gameplay. I'd love for you to try it out. The full version is set to release this year, so don't forget to add it to your wishlist. Thank you!
Hi, I'm Pavel, part of the team behind Mold Washer, a chill, mold cleaning arcade game with a unique twist. This game started with a very simple question. What if, cleaning in a game, decided to fight back? Hear me out. Maybe you don't want to clean your fridge in real life, but you might actually enjoy staying fresh in Mold Washer. We really like cleaning games. They are satisfying, they are calming, and there's something very addictive about turning a mess into something perfect. But we also thought, what if the mess didn't just wait for you? So we made dirt that spreads. In Mold Washer, mold grows over time, moves between objects, and sometimes ruins things faster than you can clean them. So instead of just cleaning, you have to manage the chaos. But let's be honest, just a little bit. This is still a pretty relaxing game, especially with a good portion of lo-fi music playing in your headphones. The core of the game is still pressure washing, but we wanted to give the player more ways to deal with the mess. You can use different nozzles, stronger washers, leaf blowers, and sometimes tools that are definitely not meant for cleaning. Because when the fridge gets bad enough, you stop asking questions. You just need to kill it with fire. Another idea we liked was making the characters food. Instead of playing as a human cleaner, you control little food heroes trying to survive inside the fridge. It makes the whole world feel a bit absurd, but it also helps explain why mold is such a big problem. And if you look closely, you'll spot plenty of Easter eggs hidden throughout the game. We also wanted progression to matter, so as you play, you unlock new tools and upgrades. Some players like to clean everything slowly and perfectly. Some just want the strongest washer possible and solve every problem with maximum pressure. Both approaches work, usually. Most levels take place in places you normally wouldn't think about. Inside the fridge, in storage rooms, in kitchens, and sometimes in places that probably should have been cleaned years ago. Between levels, you can return to your base, upgrade your equipment, decorate, and prepare for the next job. We wanted the game to feel a bit cozy between the chaos, which is why an important part of the game is your living room, where you can decorate everything in your own unique way using stickers. At the end of the day, Mold Washer is about that satisfying feeling when something disgusting turns into something clean. We are still working on the game, testing ideas, breaking things, and cleaning them again. Thanks for watching, and make sure to add Mold Washer to your wishlist.
Всем привет, я Помадка 23, продюсер игры Kaizo Cleaner Simulator. Представьте, гигантский монстр разрушил половину города. Военные ушли, герои ушли, а вы остались. Ваша работа убрать все это дерьмо. Именно про эту нелегкую работу мы с командой делаем игру Kaizo Cleaner Simulator. Кооперативный симулятор чистильщиков последствия после атак монстров. Вы играете за команду до 4 человек, которые приезжают на место катастрофы и начинают убирать последствия атаки Кайдзю. И речь не просто про помыть пол. Здесь вам предстоит смывать тонны крови с улиц и зданий, распиливать гигантские туши Кайдзю, вытаскивать органы, убирать завалы и разрушенные объекты и вывозить все это дело на переработку. Каждая миссия — это огромная сцена разрушения, где работает все на ощущение масштаба последствий. И вы маленькие люди, которые должны все это привести в порядок. Одна из ключевых фишек игры — поэтапная разделка кайдзю. Это целый процесс. Сначала грубая распилка, потом извлечение органов, потом сортировка ценных ресурсов и органов. Все это требует правильных инструментов и координации в команде. В игре будет доступен режим кооператива, на который мы делаем большой акцент. Как это будет работать? Один моет улицы, другой пилит тушу, кайдзю, третий таскает контейнеры с органами, четвертый сортирует ресурсы и мусор. Если работаете как команда, все идет быстро и красиво. Если нет, будет полнейший хаос. И, конечно, в игре будет прогрессия. Как это будет реализовано? К примеру, вы зарабатываете деньги и опыт за выполнение контрактов, а затем покупаете на них новое оборудование, новые инструменты, ускоряете с помощью прокачек все процессы работы этих инструментов. Со временем вы сможете брать все более сложные и трудоемкие заказы. Но главное — это сам процесс. Это странное, залипательное и фановое удовольствие наводить порядок там, где только что был полный хаос. Если вам нравятся игры вроде Power Wash Simulator, но хочется большего масштаба, мяса и кооператива, вам сюда. Добавляйте Kaiju Cleaner Simulator в виш-лист и готовьтесь к самой грязной работе в вашей жизни. Спасибо за внимание. До встречи.
Hi, it's Alice Games, developers and publishers of Shark Dentist game. Welcome to the clinic where screams are drowned out by the roar of the drill. Shark Dentist isn't just another horror roguelike, it's the ultimate test of your nerves. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, we've built what may be the most detailed 3D shark ever created. Every glint on its slick skin, every vein pulsing through its gums, all designed to immerse you in raw, primal terror. This isn't just an enemy, it's a living engine of pain. We've pushed the core gameplay to the limit. Procedurally generated cavities, infections, and debuffs ensure that no two runs ever feel the same. Every session is unpredictable. Every mistake is personal. You'll be walking a razor's edge, a syringe of anesthesia in one hand, a rotary saw in another. Cut away the growth, but don't push the predator's pulse past its breaking point. Because once you do, it's not just game over. Resources are scarce, pressure is constant, and failure comes at a cost. We've implemented a brutal fatality system, highly detailed cinematic death sequences triggered when you lose the battle against the shark's rising stress. They're not just punishment, they're a reminder of what you're up against. In our clinic, the patient is always right, especially when it wants to eat you. Do you have what it takes to finish the job and make it out of the jaws alive? Shark Dentist is going to be released later this year, so wishlist, subscribe, and stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's Alice Games, developers and publishers of Vacation Cafe Simulator game. Forget the rush, forget the timers. Welcome to Vacation Cafe Simulator, your own slice of old world Italy. This isn't just about cooking pasta or plating bruschetta. It's about capturing the soul of a Mediterranean escape. Your journey doesn't begin in the kitchen, it starts on the road. Hop on your Vespa and ride through sun-drenched hills, visiting local farms and family-run wineries. Every detail matters here. You'll experience the full cycle of running a cafe, sourcing the freshest ingredients, prepping everything by hand, and serving your guests perfectly chilled Prosecco. This is a deeply immersive hands-on experience, from washing dishes until they shine to taking out the trash, all while managing your restaurant in breathtaking surroundings. Looking for something special? Dive beneath the waves to harvest wild oysters for your evening menu. Or head to a vineyard and craft your own signature wine. Vacation Cafe Simulator is about building your dream business, while savoring every sunset along the way. Italy is waiting. Take a seat, pour a glass, and get to work. Vacation Cafe Simulator is going to be released in upcoming months, so wishlist, subscribe, and don't miss the updates.
天性使然，我总是好奇很多东西。墨西哥忍者吃 taco 的话，指的是章鱼还是塔可？追风酒加了番茄炒蛋，放盐还是放糖？小寿司打扫完冰箱以后还可以吃吗？怪兽清洁公司给不给员工买工伤保险？鲨鱼有2万颗牙可以换，为什么诊所看上去还是不挣钱？以及同个制作组的世界观下，度假海滩还可以下海游泳吗？当然，我最大的疑问还是，屏幕前的你为什么还没有来 MGN 2026的 Steam 活动页面看看呢？我们的页面包含了历届报名的游戏，从口碑之作到小众黑马，从合家欢到黑身残，从热销中到即将推出。如果你想寻找 3A 之外的独特风味，一定不要错过这几天的 MGN 2026独立游戏嘉年华。
Hello, my name is Artyom and that is my wife Natalia. Together we are a super small team of 2 people where Natalie makes all the drawings and I do the rest. We are making medieval RTS colony simulator called Feudalcraft. So let me tell you more about the game. You start with 1 building and just a couple of peasants. From that point, your aim is to grow your court into the small settlement. By gathering resources and managing talent system, do your best in order to get your economy up. Each peasant has 1 job which he does best. But you've got to find out which job it is. With some resources, you can start crafting tools to defend your settlement or even expand your influence to the region. You have to keep balance between number of peasants and number of warriors you can afford. With plenty of warriors, it's easier to fight, but with stronger economy you could do better tools. For example, in Forge. While building a settlement, you will be attacked, not only by animals, but bandits. Even though you can fight yourself, don't forget that your feudal has to survive. If new peasants may arrive to your village, your death is ultimate loss. After all, your goal is to survive and establish yourself as a head of the region. I hope you are going to play Feudal Craft demo and actually enjoy it.
Hey everyone, we are Madrock and we making game Eclipse 2 Invasion of Darkness. This is narrative-driven hack-and-slash RPG, where you playing as a Voltor. He is a medieval warrior who end up in epicenter of alien invasion. He and his family was abducted, but thanks to strange alien voice in his head, he managed to escape spaceship. Now his goal is to find his family and save them, and maybe save the world as well. Our gameplay is built around abilities. You have to use them, weapons or special interactive parts of the level to find unique ways to kill each enemy type. We have a demo available on Steam, and if you're interested in our project, you can play it and feel free to leave us your feedback. Thanks!
Сказал про вторжение. Кто эти твари?
Представители Квантора. Если коротко, они из другого мира и явились в твой, чтобы его поработить.
Они хотят отобрать у меня семью. Я им этого не позволю. В этот раз все будет иначе. Я решил, что с меня хватит походов и воинской славы. Я остаюсь. Теперь я буду с тобой и Томасом. И никогда вас больше не оставлю. Элла!
Souls of the dead.
Welcome everyone. I'm developer Souls of the Dead. If I had to describe this game in one sentence, I'd say, this child for Resident Evil The Walking Dead. I grew up on horror classics, but as a player, I always felt something was missing. In most games, zombies are just bullet sponges. You shoot them, they fall, and you move on. So, I built the game around one core rules, only headshot primary kills. Any human NPC who dies without brain damage will reanimate, as infected. This creates a tactical choice. Do you secure every kill or risk an enemy rising behind your back? Also, the game features full co-op support, so you can play solo or bring a friend along. Souls of the Dead isn't just about fighting, it is about who you are. When a world falls apart, and everything people expect of you is gone, who do you become? We tell the story through atmosphere and action, not long dialogues. We've balanced darkness and drama, with a touch of absurd humor, reflective of the protagonist generation. Right now, I'm finishing location prototypes, and preparing a playable demo. If the project interests you, I would be incredibly grateful for a Steam wishlist. It really helps. Thank you for your time.
「于是宿命降临，全人类皆因一人之罪而身陷惩戒。如今，幸存者们该是时候夺回我们的家园，在天罚的浪潮中屹立不倒。而你，我们的领主，必将铸就我们的命运。
求求您，钢铁领主，人民已经饥寒交迫，
血肉终将腐朽，唯有钢铁恒久不息。
觉醒吧，兄弟们！风潮在召唤你们。牺牲无可避免，
坚定意志，坚如磐石。钢铁风潮永存不灭。
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Кирилл, и я представляю команду разработчиков игры Nightfall Shade, мрачного 2D экшена про выживание в заброшенном замке, с упором на комплексный и сложный геймплей, механики выживания и погружения в атмосферу. Идея и концепция появилась довольно давно и первоначально была воплощена в настольном виде. С годами она не только перешла в цифровой формат, но и значительно выросла. Сейчас это настоящий маленький мир. Несмотря на то, что значительная часть нашей игры — это жестокие и опасные бои, но мы придерживаемся концепции. Подготовка к бою не менее важна, чем сам бой. Поэтому важно следить за состоянием тела, рассудка, за тем, что вы едите. В противном случае можно получить психоз или болезнь. Впрочем, если держать себя в тонусе, вы, напротив, будете получать разнообразные усиления. Во многом Вокруг этих усилений, психозов и болезней строится билдостроение в нашей игре. Из фехтбухов вы можете изучать новые приемы двух разных боевых стилей – дуэлянта или рыцаря. Для помощи в выживании в этих землях построена система тайных лагерей, безопасных мест, где можно приготовить еды, сделать пару бинтов и даже срастить сломанные кости. Спасибо за просмотр, и если вам понравилась игра, то вы можете добавить ее в список желаемого в Steam. До свидания.
没错，继上一届之后 ，MGN 又和国外的游戏节友好互动啦。这次我们与俄罗斯游戏节互通有无，狠狠引进了一批带有斯拉夫美学与哲思的独立游戏。不只是发布会上的这些，更多惊喜可能还需要您移步到我们的 Steam 页面。当然，其他世界各地开发者的申请我们也笑纳了，因为无论你来自哪里，在 MGN 每件作品都有资格走到聚光灯下。哈哈，可能我们的没有那么亮吧，但也愿意将这束微光偏向每位富有独立精神的创作者。谢谢你们。
Are you here? Do you understand that you're pregnant? Do you know what to do? Are you ready? The child has awakened.
В этом мире вера переплетается с технологией. Игра среди волн. Здесь главная героиня – безымянная девушка, носящая божественного ребенка. Он наделяет ее сверхспособностями. Ее цель – открыть двери рождения. Только пройдя через них, она спасет и себя, и его. Это метроидвания со свободой иммерсив сима, где почти любую задачу ты можешь решить по-своему. Используй реверс-волну. Замани дрона червя на шипы и позволь самой локации сделать работу за тебя. А можешь стать невидимой. Оглуши врага гранатой и просто обойди его. Или вступай в открытый бой. Используй многочисленные способности чада, волны разных типов, вспышку и темпоральный куб. То же касается и преград. Перед героиней закрытая дверь. И снова 3 решения. Можно стать невидимой и проскользнуть мимо камеры, закрывающей дверь. Можно использовать врага и вспышку. Телепортируйся в последний момент за закрытую дверь. Или просто исследуй. Почти в каждой локации есть обходной путь, который никто не охраняет. Нужно лишь внимательно смотреть. И это лишь малая часть того, что тебя ждет. Кресты и тензоры, физика массы, разные виды волн и противников, нелинейные локации, сложные боссы. Каждая комната – система. И у системы всегда больше одного решения. Спасибо, что был с нами. Встретимся среди волн.
안녕하세요. 저는 인디게임 스튜디오 쉐이딩박스의 박동민입니다. 저희가 개발 중인 게임 포켓 레전드를 소개해드리겠습니다. 포켓 레전드는 로그라이크 덱빌딩 게임입니다. 하지만 단순히 카드를 적에게 드래그하는 게임은 아닙니다. 플레이어는 인벤토리라는 한정된 공간 안에서 덱에 있는 아이템들을 어떻게 배치할지 끊임없이 고민해야 합니다. 이 배치 자체가 전투의 핵심이 되며 시너지가 있는 아이템을 모아 강력한 조합을 만드는 것이 게임을 풀어나가는 가장 중요한 요소가 됩니다. 또한 다른 오토배틀러나 인벤토리 관리 게임과 달리 포켓 레전드는 전투가 자동으로 진행되지 않습니다. 플레이어는 매 턴마다 새로운 카드를 획득하고 그 상황에 맞는 새로운 조합으로 최선의 공격을 직접 만들어야 합니다. 정해진 덱 안에서 단순히 클릭만 반복하는 것이 아니라 플레이어는 매 순간 어떤 아이템을 버리고 어떤 아이템을 설치할지 고민하게 됩니다. 그리고 저희는 바로 이 선택의 과정을 가장 재미있는 경험으로 만드는 데 집중했습니다. 그리고 포켓 레전드의 또 다른 매력은 세계관입니다. 이 게임에는 엑스칼리버, 뮬리르, 아이기스, 게볼그처럼 전 세계 전설 속에 등장하는 무기와 방어구들이 개성있는 존재로 등장합니다. 이들은 단순한 장비가 아니라 각자의 의지와 성격을 가진 존재들이며 주인공은 이들과 대화하고 교감하며 함께 싸우고 세상에 생긴 문제의 원인을 추적하고 해결해 나가게 됩니다. 저희는 덱빌딩의 전략성, 인벤토리 배치의 재미, 그리고 전설적인 존재들과 함께하는 서사적 경험을 하나의 게임 안에 담고자 했습니다. 포켓 레전드는 2026년 3분기 출시를 목표로 현재 열심히 개발 중입니다. 감사합니다.
Hello, I'm Sergey Bolshakov. I'm developing a game called Midnight Souls. Midnight Souls is a pixel art RPG in the dark comedy genre, set in a post-Soviet environment of a fictional Eastern European country. You play as a protagonist who travels to an unfamiliar city to meet a girl he met online, someone who seemed to return his feelings through messages. But as you dive deeper into the story, you begin to realize that both the girl and the city have their own skeletons in the closet, and you'll have to face them. Oh, and also, you have a cat. The idea for the game came from a sense of nostalgia for disappearing times, people, places, and all sorts of situations you probably wouldn't want to relive in real life. But in a form of a video game, why not? I wanted to create something like a snapshot of a specific era and mood, a place you could visit from anywhere in the world whenever you feel like it. A place where you can admire those familiar concrete PO2 fences. In the game, you'll be able to explore the city, talk to its residents, punch its residents, and build strong social connections. During the day, you'll explore the city's story, help locals with their everyday problems. And maybe even build your personal life. You might even plant some seedlings. But every night will take you into the world of nightmares. Stairless apartment entrances, elevators that shoot upwards, showing up to class in your underwear. The protagonist will face many fears, including monsters that pursue him. But it's not only the protagonist that faces difficulties. I do too. Me, Sergey Bolshakov, the developer of Midnight Souls. There are a lot of ideas, but only one of me. If I could work 48 hours a day, without getting distracted by Mutagenics or the upcoming GTA 6, I would be happy. But the temptation to take breaks for healthy rests and addictive games is just too strong. So I allow myself to rest after completing milestones, small and big. In the near future, my plan is to finish the main story and move on to polishing and expanding the game through side quests, additional minigames and puzzles. And after that, you'll get a demo! When the producers allow it, and when the artist and I redraw the drafts that I made at the very beginning of development. Thanks for watching. This was Sergey Bolshakov, developer of Midnight Souls. See you next time.
1个小时了，发布会过去大半，看到这里有心动的游戏吗？不要错过他们的 demo 试玩哟。没有的话，也请起来补充水分吧，因为要坚持到最后和小刘一起见证全球首发的游戏消息呀。要剧透吗？那是一个你绝对知道和看过的游戏。但首先，和我一起看看接下来同样精彩的内容。
What if the idol you love is hacking the world? A world driven by views and crowd. Elos Game Studio 29, the developer of Project Idol Empire, a cyberpunk thriller mixed with the idol management. You play as Lumina, the idol everyone adores, but behind the scene, he controls everything, turn views into power, hack system, and take control of the network. Every decision comes with this, the game of image versus reality, released now on Steam.
昔々、人から獣へと変わっていく不思議な人種が現れました。耳と尾を持つ者をハーフアニマ、完全な獣の姿になった者をアニマと呼ぶようになったのです。だって。私だけみんなと違う姿、可愛いって言ってくれた友達もいる。だけど好きでこんな風になったんじゃないよ。アニマロイドガール。
こんにちは、パンドリドンです。
人から獣へと変わりゆく少女の青春を見守るゲーム、アニマロイドガールを作っています。マルチシナリオ&マルチエンディングのナラティブなビジュアルノベル。プレイヤーは獣耳が生え、尻尾が生え、少しずつ獣人に変身していく少女と一緒に暮らし、日々の選択や治療によって少女がどんな姿になるのか決定づける役割を果たします。
少女が目の前に実在しているように描くため、ライブ 2D で全編がアニメーションします。獣へと変化していく様子もライブ 2D でリニアに描画。
舞台はかつて解体され消失したガウロン戦チャイ。現代に復活し独自の進化を遂げたもの。懐かしさと サイバーパンクなテクノロジーが融合したカオスな街です。一部のシーンではクーロンズゲートのようなムービーをつないだ移動パートがあります。
プレイヤーは模範的な保護者、好奇心を抑えられないマッドサイエンティスト、少女を未知の可能性へ導く大人などの間で揺れ動きつつ、少女と1年を共に過ごします。結末は理想の獣か、少女の幸せな未来か、あなたの欲望と理性が問われるでしょう。
一本の物語を楽しむビジュアルノベルではなく、選択する責任と得られる結果、繰り返しプレイすることで見えていく全容を楽しむアドベンチャーゲームという部分にこだわって作っています。
ご視聴ありがとうございました。
少女や物語が気になった方は Steam ウィッシュリストに登録して完成をお待ちください。
Hello, we are Stas and Sofia from the Poseidon team, and we are here to tell you about Sparkles.x.
This is a cute melancholic adventure about friendship and development, located right on the desktop.
In Sparkles.x, your computer becomes a little world called Mirrors OS.
Place filled with ghosts, odd programs and wandering souls.
At first, it may seem cozy, playful, and even a little naive.
You can treat your friends with pizza,
Get drunk with Lucien at the local bar,
play fun mini-games,
build up a collection of fishes from the nearby pond,
tell Sparkles few of your secrets while uncovering darker corners.
dive into your own nightmares, and investigate why the friends are disappearing one by one.
Until you slowly begin to understand what is really happening in this world.
Choose whose story to follow,
And who you want by your side when things start to fall apart.
move through platforming levels on your real desktop,
Use files from your computer.
find your way through an abandoned haunted house, explore new mechanics, and descend into lost memory.
Wishlist Sparkles Exe on Steam, and we are waiting for you in Mirrors OS.
不良少女是一款2D 横版动作角色扮演游戏，你将扮演一名刚从狱中释放的女高中生，为了给在火并中死掉的哥哥报仇，转到了仇人帮派控制的学校。游戏中你可以上课、逃课、打工，在夜店鬼混、酗酒，喝多了吐在路边，当酒托崩老头，还可以揍各种各样的人。当然别忘了帮助学校的学生们，把他们卷入你的复仇之路，与形形色色的人交谈，来了解这座城市到底发生了什么。最后复仇的方式并不止一种，也不一定会成功。 所以你能体验到多个结局，而且根据你在支线剧情中的选择，你有可能让同学的父亲和他女儿在商 K 打工的前辈组成新的家庭，也可能让他丢掉自己的产业，住进保障性住房，或者跌落斩杀线。你自己也能在复仇的途中顺便谈个恋爱，和校内校外的男男女女进行交往，或者最后拒绝他。游戏中还有很多有趣的小彩蛋和交互等着你去探索。不良少女这个游戏目前已经在制作尾声。为什么在制作尾声呢？因为开发已经完成，我们目前在制作各种有意思的东西，并放进游戏中，同时并进行优化抓虫，争取为大家带来没有 bug 能爽快畅玩的游戏。最近我们正在添加游戏中的战斗关卡，也就是副本的数量。同样的，敌人的种类数量也会变多。谁不喜欢每一关都有新的东西看呢？除此之外，像是二周目、武器装备和物品的合成升级，这些 RPG 元素游戏中都有。不管是能够附魔强化的主武器，还是作为消耗品的近战远程武器，从球棒、刀具、工兵铲到路牌魔法少女的魔棒，还有手里剑等都可以使用。我们即将完成的一个功能就是带小弟打群架。除了游戏中的关键 NPC 之外，我们希望玩家可以将游戏中所有类型的敌人角色也收到自己的队伍中来，就像宝可梦抓怪一样，组建自己的队伍，再带着他们游街打抢。最后，除了各种有意思的玩法之外，我们会在游戏完成之后添加其他可操作角色，欢迎大家来玩不良少女。
Hi, this is Alex from KPD Studio, and it's my pleasure to introduce you our game, Fallen Seeds Part 2. Fallen Seeds is a story-driven science fiction visual novel set on a distant alien world. It follows an undercover agent that arrives on a mission but soon finds himself drawn into political tangent, ancient mystery, and relationship that becomes far more important than he expected. The game blends mystery, romance, emotional choices, offering a deeply personal story in a unique science fiction setting. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will enjoy the demo.
Ева, думаешь, что ты супергерой. Всегда хочешь всех спасти, но ты не можешь спасти всех. Ты не можешь спасти даже самого себя. Связи нет, эвакуации нет. Власти понимают, это конец. Скоро аномальная зона накроет всю планету. Все предпочитают не замечать проблем, но это место не райский курорт, а пороховая бочка. Все, что остается, это жить здесь и сейчас. Только подумай, последняя вечеринка перед концом света. Так почему бы не зажечь как следует?
Hi, I'm Shruti Ghosh. I'm one of the co-founders and art and narrative director at Nodding Heads Games. Thank you to MGN Carnival for having us. I'm here to present Raji Kalyug, which is a sequel to Raji, an Ancient Epic, which is set 6 years down the line, where you play as Raji, who is the seasoned warrior, and Darsh, her younger brother, the Dream Walker, who face Mahabalasura, who has opened the doors to the heaven, which has unleashed Kalyug, an age where every choice can unmake the universe.
Hi, I'm Avichal Singh. I'm the game director and co-founder at Nodding Heads Games. Glad to be presenting gameplay preview and gameplay trailer at MGN Carnival. We hope you all enjoyed what you saw. We have Raji and Darsh equipped with unique selling points within combat. We have spent a lot of time and love on every aspect of the game. Raji and Darsh both utilize the customized evasion system, where you have a choice to use dodge rolls, flips, or sidesteps, which all have their own follow-up attacks. And Darsh has his own options, which tie up to his personality, where he uses traditional Indian dance moves. So we look forward to reading your comments. We look forward to hearing back from you. We also look forward to being in China to showcase the game on the floor. And it's lovely to be here. Thank you so much.
Please wishlist Raji Kalyug on Steam and follow us on all social media channels for regular update. And if you could also join our Discord channel, that would be lovely. Thank you.
嗨，我来放每个发布会都必须要有的混剪了，也不知道是谁规定的哟。但我还是忍不住要说，如果只是观看本次2个小时都没有的直播发布会，那还有许多有趣的游戏可能还没来得及同你 say hi。虽然我拼尽全力，但也不可能把它们全部都塞进片尾。所以当你觉得某一帧的画面对上了电波，请相信你一定能在 MGN 2026的 Steam 会场找到更多。所以我强烈推荐您现在就打开浏览器。还有，也不知道是谁规定的，发布会总要有一个 One More Thing。还记得刚刚让你猜的游戏吗？它能让人想起一首歌，一个动作，许多的层出不穷的模仿。但重要的是，它不会让你等太久。
Etekin litores taset cogitas. Natare a non natare.
Hey guys, we're the team from Unleash the Avatar, and we're just going to talk about how our journey was building this game. And yeah, let's start.
I think the audience has heard all of this from so many different like game developers, right? Like what we're doing and like how we're building it. I think we should do this on how we're doing everything so differently, because when we started the studio, to be very honest, the first trailer that we put out, we didn't know what we were doing, right? We had an idea, we had a goal. After the first trailer, the response was mixed, right? Some people really loved it, and a lot of people didn't like it, and they said, "You're never going to make it, and you shouldn't even try." When I was young, I don't know if you all remember this, there's the story of this crow, right? Like, the crow wanted to drink some water, but the water in the jar wasn't at the level. So the crow went and dropped stones to increase the level of the water and then was able to drink the water. And the moral of that story was, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think if I just give it my 100%, at least I'll find out in a year or 2 years whether there is a will, there's a way. Is that a true story, or is that something that's just made up? And ultimately, I will not be the person that decides that. It will be you. The cool part is I'm not doing this alone, right? I have these 6 other crazy people with me who, a year and a half ago when I said we're building this, I don't know why you guys joined, honestly, right? Like if you looked at that trailer, why did you make that decision? But honestly, I wouldn't have been able to do it alone. And whatever we ended up creating and how much we've gotten better, it's not because of me. I think, I'm the least important in this stack. I think it's all because of you guys. Like you have contributed to Ghost of Tsushima and Hogwarts Legacy and so many other cool games. I have no idea why you're here. Divin, you worked at D-Night, you did Mickey 17. You helped with movies. I have no idea why you joined this game studio after watching our first trailer. Rohan, you were at Y Combinator. I have no idea why you said yes to come do this, because Y Combinator has all this high prestige and it's like the cool thing to do, and this was like this silly thing to do. Vishal, you had no other option, so Vishal had no other option. Rishi is like a prodigy programmer, right? Like he built a game engine even before he joined here, right? So I have no idea why you all joined. I want to thank you guys. And I'm going to shut up now, and I'm actually going to ask you all a question. Our thesis when we started this was that we want to make games fun again. And all of us are gamers. That's what unites us, right? Like if you really ask what's similar, I know Rishi's played a lot of Sekiro. I know you played a lot of Kazan. I know, every week Sujay will send me a new game and he'll be like, check out this trailer. Like, you're all gaming addicts. And all we wanted to do when we got together was, can we make a good game? And the question to you guys is, how is our game any different from all the other game developers that come here and tell the audience, play my game? Rishi, you want to start?
Right now, after a long day at work, I go to my home and seeing all this whole game, it's very monotonous. I want a game that's exciting. I played Clair Obscure recently, and it's so exciting. It's emotional and exciting. So I feel our game, it's like anime. It's like shonen anime. It's very different, and you actually have fun playing it, and you also have the emotional aspect that invokes certain emotions in you and keeps you hooked, and also like ends the day with some happiness before you sleep.
Rishi, I want to ask you a question around development, right? I know we have built our own enemy combat system, and we've spent almost a year building it. How have you exactly built this enemy combat system? I know that you've exposed this to be able for us to build bosses in Lua. Can you explain how that system works?
So one of the main problems with Unreal Engine is that, let's say you make some changes. So you have to wait for Unreal to compile it, and then it takes 10-15 seconds. But that's a huge waste of time. So, and it's also hard for other people to learn, designers to learn C++. So what I did was, I modified the whole system and then exposed all the important calls to Lua. So now people can just directly...
What is Lua for the audience?
So Lua is actually, it's one of the most popular scripting language. Even Roblox uses it for making games. It's very light. And it's very fast. It's even faster than Blueprints. So it's very easy to pick up. So designers have to memorize 10 to 15 function calls, and they can make a boss. Recently, 2 of the people in the company started to make bosses, and we're really scaling up a number of
And why do we care about that? Why do we care about speed when it comes to bosses?
So bosses is one of the most scope-heavy thing in a game, because you put so much work into bosses. There is just, so getting to 80%, I feel is easy. Getting to the 100% is just so hard. It takes like 2 to 3 weeks. So if you can speed up the 80% part, then you can spend more time on the 20% part and make the bosses very polished.
Interesting. And one cool thing we've done is that we have this metronome device, which gives you like a rhythm, right? and every boss has their own rhythm. And every time we get the mocap actor and he has to swing the weapon, we make sure it's on rhythm, right? Whatever rhythm that is. So as a player, you can memorize a rhythm, and every boss has their own rhythm. So like one of the cool things about Sekiro is kind of like a rhythm game, right? It's kind of like a music game, and I think we've captured the essence of it. We've spent so much time studying it. Sekiro anyway needed a spiritual successor, but then as we started making the game, we added our own stuff, and I think Vishal, you've been like the most responsible for adding crazy stuff. I just played one of the bosses that you made the other day, Daksha, which is the guy with the horns. And he feels straight out of an anime, right? It's so different from every other Souls. Like, what is your thinking? Like, how are we doing this differently?
Everyone here, especially in our studio, when they play a game, when they play a boss, the boss is often the most memorable part of it. They play the boss, they play 100 times, they die 100 times, and they continue to replay it because they have that itch in them to want to overcome like a hard challenge. And what we've seen many a times in a lot of games these days, it's become a game to play instead of a game to beat. And I really grew up in a time where there were a lot of games where you had to beat the game to feel like, you accomplished something in the game. So I wanted to kind of bring that into our bosses and every boss where people play it and then they feel like that boss is A, a memorable experience for them, and B, something that they've pushed themselves to do to be able to beat and getting that reward out of it. Because even when I play a boss, it's really rewarding for me to play the boss and then, come to the studio and tell Sujay or tell
But does that mean that the bosses are hard or are they memorable? What's the difference?
So I would say there's a fine balance between making it hard and memorable. Memorable is something where it gives a unique experience every time you play it. So we have a set of around 16 bosses right now. So we want each boss to be a unique experience so that if you play 2 bosses, they won't feel like it's the same challenge you're playing again. Hard is making it difficult based on what the player's level is. So whatever tools you have, does it challenge you to use all those tools to make it an exciting experience? So finding a fine balance between making each boss different and memorable and also challenging the player with the mechanics to make it unique, that is like the difficulty of boss design itself. And we've also been studying a lot of different games, not just Souls-like, but trying to get inspiration from things outside of Souls-like itself to give that uniqueness in each boss.
In the first trailer, our animations were garbage. Now, I understand why, because in the first trailer, whatever animation we could find online, we put in the game. But the second trailer, a lot of the animations were custom. And I know we used motion capture to do a lot of it. And in the first trailer, I remember, this is one animation we did, which is the hair swipe, which people really liked. In the second trailer, we said we should do a few more of those, which we did. And some of those also, people really appreciated. But like, in the third trailer, and I was watching one of our boss fights recently, right? Our animation has gone up another notch. And you can see everything, right? You can see this feeling of weight, like, when the enemy picks up the mace, you can see that feeling of weight. When he slams it down, you can just feel that feeling of like, this thing is heavy. How did the animations get better over the last like 6 months or so? What did we learn there?
So I think the first thing was, we really spent a lot of time with our mocap actors. So there's a lot of people who want to keyframe, and yes, that's a very valid technique to do it. For us, we're a small studio, so we really want to ship fast. And the fastest way you can ship with animation by far is always with motion capture. But the key to motion capture is having experienced actors who know what they're doing, who have experience in theater and art and combat and all of these other disciplines outside of game development, and bringing them in to give a fresh perspective. That was the first thing. Second thing is putting a lot more effort into the props that we're using. So we have a lot of characters with gadas. We have a lot of characters with swords.
And we've tracked all of it.
And yeah, you want to put the markers on that and track it so that you get the real motion of the sword as it's going through. Because if you're striking with a gada, the gada is going to lag behind a little bit. And you want to track that motion of it lagging behind a little bit. Also, there's constraints in the real world that unless you track the actual prop, you won't be able to see it in the game itself. So we put a lot more emphasis on capturing the actual expressions and performance of the actors and their weapons into Unreal Engine so that, we can prototype really quickly.
And I think a lot of the little things also add realism, right? Like when the guy moves fast, his beard is moving.
Yeah.
You can see some of the secondary motion in the body, which we really never thought about all that in the second trailer, right? We didn't even think so much about secondary motion. But like now, as we're watching more Korean tutorials, and all of you guys can speak Korean because of the tutorials, I think we are learning now about secondary motion and why that matters and how much it sells realism. But Ron, you've done such a good job on VFX, right? So on WhatsApp yesterday, you sent me that video of the guy slamming it down, and it's like it has everything. Ultimately, I was talking to somebody about games, and I was like, I think games is like about sales, because it's kind of like none of it on screen is real. The Gada doesn't have any mystical properties, right? That character doesn't exist. But you're selling the illusion that he exists. You're selling the illusion that the slam has weight and feels not so floaty. The second trailer had a lot of floaty animations, right? Like it felt floaty. And I know for the last 6 months, because we got so much feedback, we got like thousands of comments saying the animation is floaty. After the second video, we went back and we said, well, we just have to improve this. We have to improve this, we have to improve facial animations, and we had like a list of things to improve. And all we did over the last few months is just like practice. What is it that you feel really sells, combat?
Yeah, I think it's very ironic that you're asking me this, because every time I speak to the VFX team, specifically Harshal and Nipul, the first question we ask is, does this sell? It's just funny, because that's the first question we ask, because I think VFX is, challenging in that there is a bit of a learning curve to start, but once you get the hang of it, you kind of really get the hang of it. For context, I come from a programming background, but I've been picking up VFX over the past few months, for the studio. And it's been a real joy to do VFX specifically. I think the main thing is it's the composition, right? So what happens is, when we do VFX, there are many things that go on, like many emitters. If you go through them one by one, they look very drab, but like when you put all of them together, it's that composition of, oh, all of this looks good, right? So if you see the slam, for example, that you mentioned, there's some dust and debris that's coming out, there's some smoke that's coming off. I don't know if you noticed, but there's also like a bit of a camera shake. So it's all these simple individual elements put together, but when they are composed together, it just feels really good.
Can we put it all down to the words game feel?
Yeah,
it's kind of like wrestling, right? Like in wrestling, all the moves are fake.
Yeah.
But it needs to feel like there's contact. In the game, there's no real contact, right? The game doesn't know anything about contact. I mean, you have scans, but like that's not really contact.
Yeah.
But it's like you're trying to sell the illusion that real war is happening and the player is immersed. And I think over the last 6 months, we've gotten really good at it. Like, I like to tell people that like I'm the ultimate Souls-like player. Like, the game should satisfy me first.
Yeah.
And it's like when I play now, every move I can, at least with that one boss, right? I just feel like I'm there. And I feel I'm playing, and I feel I'm getting better every time I fight the boss. I have a question now on the main character, right? And this is to all of you, which is that, we put in that move, right, with the hands or the hair. Do you have any thoughts on why that went viral, and what is so different about our main character that we have in our game that other people don't have?
I feel like the whole world has seen Bollywood in a certain way, and I think this is like a very quick and like a very fast way to get them to feel that, okay, they're playing in a game that is very Bollywood, very cinematic.
I don't think there's a Bollywood game out there.
Absolutely not. And the world has been seeing this universe, this Indian films universe, as like a cinematic universe. But I think this is like a proper intro as like an immersive, playable experience of India as a culture.
Yeah, in a way, it's like the first Bollywood Souls-like in the world.
Absolutely, yeah.
But at the same time, I think, talking about the character, I think the character is this embodiment of the idea that even when things are really hard, you can find time for humor and showboating, right?
And that's the essence of Vikram.
Yeah, I mean, it's the essence of Vikram. It's also the essence of India, right? Like, there's so many people in India, the last generation, who grew up in poverty, who just had really hard time. But then you watch them on like Instagram or TikTok back in the day, and then they're just like, they're finding 5 minutes in the day to have fun.
Yeah.
Right? They're finding some portion of the day where they can just express themselves. And I think, I think it's beautiful. And I think, Vikram embodies that. And Vikram goes through his own journey, right? Like, you've seen a lot of the showboating in the trailers, but there are periods where it gets hard. And, he goes through a slump. And if you look at the way we've done cinematics, and Devin, you've been responsible for most of the cinematics, right? All the cinematics that we've made, except, the ones we showed in the second trailer, because these are the early chapters, they're so different from any other game. They're fun, they're light, Vikram's flirting, like what should people expect?
Basically, when I joined the team and Varun gave me this brief of the story, the one thing that really stuck with me was this Indian retro film style, right? So we did a lot of research on like these old movies and what hooked like a country of billion people so badly that it's now deep into our roots. So after doing a lot of research, we found a lot of film styles. We found a lot of famous films that we can take from, and that essentially became the base of the characteristic of our game. And yeah, so whatever you're going to see is going to be as Bollywood and as Indian as possible, and the emotional bits are going to hit you like a truck, and the action scene also will be.
I mean, it's been so long since people fell in love with a character.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, it's like, yeah, you play a character and you're badass, but like, it's just every game.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, can we make a character that people fall in love with? Can we make a character that you really care about his friends and his situation, and you really go through the same journey? Because it's a journey of, it's not just a journey of, hey, look at me, I found powers and like, I beat the enemy. It's a journey of arrogance and then defeat.
It's like a full soul searching, experience where the character goes through a whole internal arc to reach the end point.
And it shows up in your fighting style, right? Like when you fight, but when he gets there, he like pulls his shirt up to show that, look at me, I've got behind the opponent. But the entire thing is that as the game progresses, some of his fighting styles also change because he goes through this emotional slump that you will feel with him. And it's like, what other game? I mean, I can't think of a game. Maybe there are games, but like where fighting style changes as your emotional index changes, or as your choices in the game kind of dictate, right? So you can either play very flashy or you play very restrained, and both options are available, and it's all it's your choice at the end of the day. But eventually, after arrogance and defeat, you find wisdom, and then you find strength. Sujay, we've kept you out of the conversation so far. When we started this game, okay, you weren't there, and we made a bunch of characters, and they were garbage. But to be very honest and to be empathetic to us, we were like very small back then, and we didn't know what we were doing. What made you join us, having worked on so many like amazing games in the past? You made like something like 90 characters in like 6 months, 8 months. How did you manage to do it, and what have you learned doing it?
Initially, when Rohan had a talk with me, when he asked me, okay, are you willing to join the team? I was like, okay, another indie game studio. I've always been like searching for indie studios to join because I've got enough from outsourcing art. It just feels like hitting a library for me, which I don't want my life to be. I'm always active in game dev. So I wanted to join some indie studio, but I'm actively looking for an opportunity to be, what is this, like golden team for me. And when I talked to Rohan for the first time, he said, look, we are making a Sekiro-like game. Okay. Sekiro, Indian version of Sekiro itself is like very compelling. Everyone wants this vision to be true. And then he said, we are adding a little bit Bollywood. That's where I was like, okay, now this is interesting. For any artist, right, the most favorite thing for them is to play Lego. Like, we don't want to strictly stick to a concept and then finish the result with no creative thing added to this. Whereas in our way of doing things is much more free. It's more like playing Lego. So Varun will come and tell me like, make a big character, creepy looking character with a bell on his waist, just a loin cloth. And that itself, there's no concept, nothing. And then we have to like come up with a concept, and anyone from the team comes and gives us input, be like, okay, why can't it be like this? So these kind of crazy ideas from different teammates is what makes our game very interesting. We're not doing the old school AAA approach in making art,
where everything is set already and you just have to follow it.
And that itself, there's a selfish side for an artist to be in such an environment, because it's just creativity.
Absolutely, like it. As the days progress, it feels like the game takes on a new form and a new life to itself.
I feel like we made 3 games in one game.
Yeah, and like every day I come to office, it's just so much fun because I don't know what I'm walking into, and it's always a beautiful experience. And also, one quick story about the aura farming dodge. We were just shooting some random cinematics in our studio, and Varun just barges in and he's like, I have one idea. and all of us happen to be in the room, and he just explains to us how what he's thinking about when Vikram should dodge, and all of us were like,
No.
maybe not. And then after we shot it also, we were very like, okay, this might not work. A few 100 million views later, I think that did work.
I have one last question for all of you. I know we've taken a lot of the audience's time, and I think in today's world, time is more important than anything else. I want to ask all of you this question of, do you think the project will work?
Yeah, I think more than working, I think it's going to be an outcome from our country that is true to itself. It's not trying to cater to any other country. It's not trying to cater to any other, external audiences or anything. It's just a pure idea-based outcome that we generate every single day. And, it's very refreshing to see that a fresh idea from our country can reach millions of people in and outside our country, and it's like an into our world. You've seen Bollywood before, you've seen our movies, but here you can experience that whole dramatic universe while you play with good combat. So I think it's going to be like a really authentic product from our country. So,
what do you think, sir?
Again, game is being successful. Success is different for different people. For me, it's the journey of making this, and trust me, no one will expect something that we are building. No one will expect from any game out there. So I feel like there will be a niche loyal fans for us, but game will definitely be a very good hit in my opinion.
Okay.
I think from my perspective, it's some more nuanced take, which is, it has to work in some sense because, again, we have some recency bias. So you're seeing the recent progress and we're saying, okay, it's become this good. But I don't know if you remember the early days where we've, gone to different houses and we've knocked on doors and we got rejected, when we wanted to do some initial photogrammetry tests. And I know Vishal went around with the camera as just one or two people, maybe with Kishan there and a couple of others. And, we've, from where we started, and because most of us at least don't have experience with building these kind of games, right? To where we've come now, I think the journey has been nothing short of amazing, is what I feel. And I just strongly feel that even if the game itself doesn't work, I think the studio will work. And we have a lot of ideas in the backlog as well. So I really think we're in a good position to do well as a studio.
I think it'll work mainly because, just for some context, like Rohan was saying, I mean, when we started out, we were like garbage at this. But it's been 2 years now since, like approximately 2 years since we started, and we were ideating about this. And I can tell you, especially when I play a game, if the developer was having fun making the game, putting their heart and soul into it, then the game is most likely going to be great. And I know everybody here comes every day and they have fun working on what they do.
You all work like, I don't think you guys have taken a Saturday or Sunday off in the last year.
People come, they ideate, they put in the effort, not because of some job or some salary, but it's more about this idea that we really want to push out into the world that really excites us and motivates us to come every day. So I can only believe, since I am having so much fun playing games that come from these kind of people, and these are the kind of people working here, that I think it'll be a great game. And I know at least I will have fun playing it. And I hope everyone else has fun playing, the game and the bosses that we come up with.
I'm going to talk in a gamer perspective. So right now in the game market, you see a lot of games that feel similar. So and people are looking for something novel always. Like we enjoy anime, like all of us enjoy anime here from Japan. I think people would want to enjoy Indian content as well. I think people would come for the Bollywood and cultural aspect, and they would stay for the combat. And we'll make sure we give a good combat experience, and they'll stay for the combat.
I'm going to end with what I think here, which is that one thing I've learned over 14 years of running companies, I'm 33 now, I started when I was 19, is that nobody can predict the future. Could you predict the pandemic? Could you predict anything? Like nobody can predict anything. But I know that even if I have to sell my house tomorrow to do this, or even if we go completely flat broke doing this and the game doesn't work and we don't even recover our costs, I just want to end with saying that it's been an absolute honor doing it with all of you. And I think all that matters is the fun we had doing this and all the ideas we came up with. And we lived 2 years of our life doing what we wanted to. right? And I think in a world that simply doesn't give so many people the opportunity to do that, I think that is such an honor. And I can't think of a better use for the money I had saved up over so many years to do this. I can't think of a better use for it. I just hope the audience loves it. And, I wouldn't even say go play our game, go check it out, wherever. Let it earn your love, let it earn your trust. Watch some videos of the combat. If you feel like we're not good at something, tell us. We will keep improving. Our only job here is to become so good. We know we're not there yet. We want to keep getting better every week, every month. All your feedback really helps us. And we will earn your trust. We will earn your love. We will earn your attention. Then you play the game. Then you tell us if it's useful or if it's fun. And if it's not, then maybe we'll try again. Yeah, so thank you guys. And
Oh yeah, and don't forget to wishlist us on Steam. We're Unleash the Avatar.